Let's look at, for example, the hepatitis B vaccine given to babies. There are 2 hepatitis B vaccines given to babies when they're first born, first day of life, and then at 1 month and at 6 months. One is made by Merck, Recombavax HB, and one is made by GSK, Engerix-B. Those 2. Before I tell you how long the safety was, before I tell you how many kids were involved, and before I tell you what the control was, let me just say that what I'm about to tell you, if you told me that what I'm about to tell you, I'd say no way. I don't believe it. Here it is. 147 kids, 5 days of safety monitoring after injection. There's no indication there was a control group. COVID vaccines have over 6 months of safety review in a clinical trial that relied upon by the FDA to license it. Hepatitis B vaccine given to newborn had 5 days of safety monitoring after injection. 30,000 people in the COVID-19 vaccine clinical trial for Pfizer, even more for Moderna. Or maybe I have that backwards. One of the 2. One had about 45,000. Hep B vaccine, doesn't appear there was even a control group. And even if there was, what are you going to do with 147 kids of data? If the injury, unless the injury is like 1 in 5, 1 in 3 kids, right?
Strains you're right. It does strain credulity.
Would you like me to?
Right?
And let me just, for anybody watching this, don't take my word for it. Go to the FDA website. In fact, can I show this to you? Can I show it to you right now?
Yeah, please.
If you go to FDA licensed vaccines, go to Google and you can search for, or go to DuckDuckGo or your search engine of choice, and search for FDA licensed vaccines. The first result will be a page on the FDA website called Vaccines Licensed for Use in the United States. And I've got it actually open right here. And I'm going to scroll down to hepatitis B and Recombavax HB. And I'm going to click on it. And then I'm going to click on the package insert. And in the package insert, you then go to section 6.1. Section 6.1 in all these package inserts is the clinical trials experience. You know how when you get a drug, there's a piece of paper inside, you open it up? Well, section 6.1 is where the FDA requires the manufacturer to explain the clinical trial experience. And that's where it'll tell you what was the clinical trial. And I will read to you exactly what it says regarding the clinical trial in infants. It says, quote, and again, this is on the FDA website, this is Merck's package insert for the Recombavax HB hepatitis B vaccine approved by the FDA. And it says, quote, in 3 clinical studies, 434 doses of Recombavax HB, 5 micrograms, were administered to 147 healthy infants and children up to 10 years of age, who were monitored for 5 days after each dose, period, end quote. Now, I will tell you, when I saw that, and when the folks at ICANN saw that, we also said, it cannot be. It can't be. So we FOIA'd the FDA for the actual clinical trial reports submitted to license this vaccine and Engerix-B. And we have them. And I can confirm to you, the monitoring for safety was 5 days after injection for a product given to newborn, 1 month old, 6 month old. So yes, I think the word I said was ridiculously short. Yeah, I stand by that. I would say 5 days is ridiculously short. Oh, and by the way, the other Hep B vaccine, Engerix-B, safety review period, and you can look, everybody can look this up again, just like I did for Recombavax B, 4 days of safety monitoring after the shot. 4 days. These are the only 2 shots that a newborn can get in America. That's the first shot they get in life. So yeah, I'd say ridiculous might be too soft of an adjective to describe that safety review period. And again, we FOIA the FDA, we have the clinical trial documents for both of these vaccines, just like we did for the Pfizer clinical trial docs. And it is that safety route. In fact, on behalf of ICANN, we have actually filed a formal petition with the FDA to either do a proper clinical trial of this product or withdraw the licensure. They have 6 months under the law to respond. That 6 months has long come and gone. And despite our constant follow-up, they have not given us a formal response. We will soon be suing them in federal court over this exact issue. Either do the proper clinical trial, because Congress said you are only to license products that are proven as safe and effective. That clinical trial cannot do that. How long do you need to review safety? How many kids? What should the control receive? There's probably gray area. But 5 or 4 days, that is definitely in the area that's not sufficient.